You are listening to Comedy Club for Kids presents Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense. Hello and welcome to Radio Nonsense, the official Comedy Club for Kids podcast that's suitable for all ages from... to and everything in between. I'm Tiernan, and look, absolutely no messing about this week, listeners. Nobody nope, because this week's Radio Nonsense is dead diddly serious. So no messing about, no farting about, no mucking about, none of those things, because I have had this message on our Apple Podcast reviews from Blueface, face with fake glasses and moustache ×9, happy face with glasses ×3 in the US. And they have given this show only 2 stars, oof, because they say, bruh, why do you think grown-ups are going to support you if you keep calling them cruel names? Whoa. Now, firstly, I did actually check with my brother, and he didn't send this. So, this person said, bruh, I guess I've got a brother or sister I never knew about, and that is quite a big deal. But also, maybe, just maybe, they have a point. Do I need to stop referring to crumpled guff goblins? Sorry, I'm so sorry, I mean grown-ups, as something nicer. I mean, I thought I was giving them all nice names. I thought every week I use nice names for grown-ups. They are nice names, aren't they? Linda, I only call grown-ups complimentary things, don't I, Linda? Linda? Okay, well, look, let me go back through some of the names I've called grown-ups over the years. Here you go. Sizable attendant Burks. That's okay, isn't it? I mean, sizable just means of the kind of perfect height to be an attendant Burke. To any not grown-ups. That's nice, isn't it? Okay, I suppose maybe the Burke bit isn't. I'll try another one. Here you go. Poop pillars. I mean, who wouldn't want to be a whole pillar of poop? Surely it's very impressive how it all balances together. No? Okay, I guess not. Gassy bumble wallies. Droopy sigh mutterers. Blathering ninny hammers. I mean, ninny hammers, they are very useful if you're doing DIY and building something out of ninnies, I think. Ugh. Maybe Blueface, face with fake glasses and moustache ×9, happy face with glasses ×3 has a point. Ugh. I mean, I guess I'll give it a try I guess I'll give being nice to grown-ups a go. If you out there have a question that you need answering, or you want to send in anything else at all, then please do ask your, give me a second, brilliant, responsible, caring, grown-ups who you love very, very much. Sorry, that was hard. To help you, email me at podcast@comedyclubforkids.co.uk. You can also message on the Spotify Q&A too, and maybe because they're so wonderful, those same grown-ups will support this show by subscribing you to the advert-free Linda edition on Apple Podcasts, patreon.com/Comedy Club for Kids, or Acast Plus. And if you do enjoy this show, even though I've obviously been so mean to grown-ups for so many years now, and I guess, I'm really sorry-ish, maybe... slightly, then could you please recommend this show to anyone else you think just might like it, now that I promise to just call grown-ups something much, much nicer, like, I don't know, Bob? Maybe Bob. Maybe I'll just call all grown-ups Bob. I don't know, that was hard. I feel like I'm almost allergic to calling grown-ups nice things. I'm just not sure about it at all. But while I work out what the best thing to call grown-ups from now on is on this show, you have a listen to this most importantest bit.
Grown-up comes and tells you to do something.
I am so pleased that returning to Radio Nonsense, it's the brilliant Eleri Morgan, aka Eleri, who once fought an ogre using a stick of celery, aka Els Morgs, mayor of smorgasbords and chord keyboards, or as all of our cliff-jumping listeners know you, But of course, Eleri, you are very well known for your campaign to make sand bigger, for your unique skill that means you know exactly when anyone within a 500-mile radius of you needs a wee, and most famously for your charitable work taking wishing wells and fountains to court when they don't grant the wishes people make when they throw coins into them. Eleri, it's so lovely to have you back on the show. How are you doing?
I'm just so pleased to be here, and I'm so glad that someone has recognized all the things that I've done.
Hmm.
Usually people ignore them. I did make sand bigger. I'm going to claim it. I made sand bigger. Some people say, Larry, that's just a rock, and they've always been there. And I say, no,
Hmm.
that's
Yeah.
big sand.
It's impressive. I love the big sand beaches that you made. I know some people complained and said it's very hard to make sandcastles out of these, but I thought,
Yeah.
you should be stronger.
Sandals companies hate me.
Hmm.
They absolutely hate me. They think, well, we can't walk on this. I have a lovely rock pit. I have a little baby
Hmm.
now. He loves playing in his rock pit.
Mhm. Mhm.
Got metal spades just to be able to pick up the
Wow.
weight of my big sand rock pit.
Yes, and I love it. And what I like is that all the little seaside stores, instead of selling sort of plastic bucket and spades like they used to, which is very bad for the environment, they
Yeah.
now sell those metal spades and huge building skips, don't they?
Yes,
Yeah.
and protein shakes for
Mm.
the under
Yeah.
sevens. They didn't
Yes.
think they'd be able to sell protein shakes to anyone who wasn't a 25-year-old man. And I said, stand aside. I've just
Yes.
invented big sand.
Well, I think it's great, and also because I think, and I don't know if our listeners will know this, because many of them are, probably actually some of them are over seven, but they may not have had a protein shake yet, and I'm not sure they should. But protein shakes can make you find it difficult to poo, and actually that's very handy for under sevens, especially sort of under fours, because normally they just poo when no one really wants them to. When they're full of
Is,
protein shakes, it can take days.
is that true? I didn't know that about protein shakes. I thought
Mm.
protein shakes made you quite windy, a little windy.
Yes, yes, very windy, but no, it's why all this sort of like the big muscly people do protein shakes. It's why they're always going because they're full of poo and they can't poo.
My boyfriend takes protein shakes, and sometimes he'll just go upstairs for a few hours. And I thought he was reading books, but now I know. What
Yes,
an
yeah, now
insight!
you know. That is it. That is it. Well, I'm
Wowzers.
glad. I'm glad. I'm glad I opened your eyes to the horrible reality of protein shakes. I am. I was going with the bigger sand. Just one thing that I have to say I am concerned about, and I don't want to stomp all over your incredible work because I am genuinely a fan of big sand. But sometimes, in case of fires, there are sort of sand like buckets or sort of like things filled with sand to throw on a fire.
Yeah.
It's been a lot harder since you made sand bigger to do that.
Well, first of all, I just want to pick you up on the phrase stomp all over my big sand. I'll ask you not to
Mm,
do that because
sure,
you will turn it into small sand, which is just regular
sure.
boring sand. I have no
I'm very
interest in.
sorry.
And in terms of putting out fires, I
Mm.
I would say there is nothing more effective than one big rock sand just to completely smother it. And if you're not willing to put the effort in, do you really
Mm.
want to put that fire out? That would be my question.
That's a good point. No, I think that's a very fair point. I have to ask these questions as a sort of professional. Actually, I don't know, an unprofessional podcast. I think that's what I am. But as it, I have to ask these questions, otherwise someone else will. And I also would like to know if obviously you've made people is not rocks, is big sand, but people have said big sand is like rocks. Have you thought
Yeah.
about making bigger rocks so that people don't get them confused?
Uh, oh, well, so, hang on. So there is sand, and then there is what I've
Mm-hmm.
created, which is big sand,
Mm-hmm.
which
Mm-hmm.
some people have called rocks, but I don't know if that's true. And you're saying I create even bigger sand, which is
Well,
which would look like a boulder or a cliff face,
Well, I was wondering if people are calling big sand rocks, which it isn't, to stop
which it
confusion,
isn't.
you could make rocks bigger, and then everyone will know big sand's big sand because
Big
rocks are
sand's big
much bigger
sand.
than that.
Rocks are
Yeah.
much bigger. Yes. I how would I make big rocks? Would I just glue them together? Weld them?
Oh.
Smash them?
Yeah. Probably. Yeah. I'm trying to think what's sticky.
Velcro?
Snot, bogies, Velcro. Yeah. And
No, it's not quite sticky. How about
yeah.
post protein shake poos?
Yeah, there you go. That's there you go. And also because like you're gonna have to have had protein shakes to lift bigger rocks or
Yes,
stick rocks together. So that works
It's a
quite well.
complete circle. It's a complete
Yeah.
circle.
It's a really horrible circle, but I think it will work well. Yeah. And then, and then people won't want to go rock climbing because all the rocks will be covered in protein poo.
No,
Protein.
finally, the
Mm.
leave our cliff faces alone.
Yes. That is, you know what? I agree with that. Like, you're right. Like,
Do you
stop climbing those rocks. Get off. Right?
leave
That's
them
what climbing
alone?
frames are for. Yeah.
Exactly. The urban cliff face would be a
Mm.
climbing frame.
Yeah. Because it's called a cliff face. How would you like it if someone climbed on your face like with little ropes and things? That'd be horrible, wouldn't it?
Does that mean so the cliff face is the front bit? Does that mean if you
Yeah.
climb up and walk down, is that the cliff bottom on the other side?
It must be, yeah. You must be, yeah. You must have to go down the cliff bottom.
You must have to go down the cliff bottom. So you go up the face, down the bottom.
I think that's how it works. Yes, I think that's the sensible.
But
I think that's
but no, but only on mountains, never on people or animals.
very true. Yes, I agree.
You
I agree.
stay away from people and animals. Up the face, down the bottom.
Yes, yes, I think that's very sensible advice. It's why I'm so pleased you're back on the show, Ellery, because you're such a professional, and you know all the
Yes.
professional means and methods and ways that things should be, and it's such a joy. And is that what you've mainly been just on the Bigger Sound campaign? Is that what you've mostly been up
Yeah.
to?
As you mentioned, I've been fighting ogres with celeries, sticks of
Hmm.
celeries, which I think is plural for celery.
Yes, yeah.
Really been getting rid of those ogres up their face, down their bottoms, if you know what I mean.
Wow. Wow, is that when is that what you have to do with the stick of celery?
Yeah, really. Well, it's more than one stick of celery. It's two in the nose,
Sure.
one in the mouth, turn around, pop it up the bum. Off they
Wow.
go. Yeah. It's the only way to get rid of them. It doesn't work
It
with
makes
carrots.
sense.
Yeah, it does make sense, doesn't it? Carrots too delicious.
Yeah, yeah. No one likes celery. My problem with celery, I don't know if you've got a problem with celery, but I do. It's always that it takes longer to chew than I think it will.
Oh, I think you're working at I think the scientific term is a calorie deficit, which means you don't fill yourself up eating a celery because of how much energy it takes to eat
Mm.
celery. See, I think you're hungrier after going through the exercise of eating a celery. I think it's pointless food.
That's good. What a waste of time. Who is celery for? That's rubbish.
Well, it's for getting rid of ogres.
Yes, yes, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. I can see that actually. Yeah, and that makes sense because also ogres always like sort of, in stories always like yum yum yum, I'm gonna eat children's bones or whatever. But if they're always chewing on a celery, they're
They
never gonna get the time.
no, they get too tired.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
they have to have a lie down, a little nap, and by then you're away. I
Yes.
just want to say
Yes.
to any of your listeners out there, if you're currently eating a stick of celery, put it down. It's not worth the energy.
It's not
Save
worth
it
energy. Mhm.
in case you have to fight off some ogres.
It's really good. Wow, that's really gosh again, it's really good advice. And also it's
Yeah.
nice to know celery does have a purpose, I think, because often I've just looked in and I thought, why are you there? And I quite like the only thing I do like about it is when you slice celery, it looks like lots of little smiles, or more appropriately, frowns, if you turn it the other way round.
They do, or you
Mm.
could use them as eyebrows on
Oh
rabbits, animals that don't have eyebrows. You could use them as little eyebrows for
wow.
your rabbits, for your hamsters.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, that's amazing. I just have to say for two reasons. One, that's brilliant, and I think it's what rabbits need. And two, I just hadn't really thought about rabbits not having eyebrows. How does anyone know what mood they're in?
Uh, you know what? That's because they don't have a tail that they wiggle. If
Mm,
if they smile, they're being too subtle about it.
mm.
So how does anyone ever know what mood a rabbit is in?
Yeah,
How does anyone? I mean, maybe they thump. Maybe it's one thump means
right.
I'm happy. Two thumps says I'm not happy. What's the word for not happy? Angry.
No,
There we go.
angry, yeah. Unhappy. I like that. That's good. Not happy's. Yeah, it's good. That's a good. Yeah, it's a good thought. I just sort of worry, how rabbits must talk to each other all the time and not really know that the other one's sad or happy or over the moon or
Do you,
whatever.
but can you only tell how other people are feeling by their eyebrows?
Yeah,
Is
that's
that what
how
you're
it works,
telling
isn't
me?
it? Yeah, isn't that how it is? Isn't that how it works? Isn't that? And then when people raise one eyebrow, if they can do that, then you think, "Oh, you're a bit all over the place today."
I think if people raise, can you raise one eyebrow?
No, I wish I could. Yeah.
I I trained myself, and it took about a year to try and raise one eyebrow. It didn't
Wow.
work. It did. Is that? I think I can nearly do it, but it just looks like I'm about to sneeze. Oh
Yeah,
no,
it does.
I'm
It
just
just
raising.
for
I'm just
for
raising
the
both.
listeners, Eleri is raising both eyebrows and looks like she's about to sneeze. There you go.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
What excellent podcasting for your lovely listeners.
it is
Just
great
me
podcasting. Yeah.
quietly
I'm
trying to
going to
raise
show
an
you. This
eyebrow.
is going to be useless podcasting. You won't be able to see this as well in the camera, but I can do the thing where I can move my nostrils. It's too
Is
small.
that
You
what you
can't
were
see it, can
showing
you?
me?
Yeah, that's the
No,
closest I think I could do to raising an eyebrow. You
um,
you can't see it. The listeners can't see it. It is the
no,
best
no one could see
podcasting
it.
that I could do right now. It is it is the best
It's
audio content.
quietly waft your nostrils.
Yeah, I can waft my nostrils, and that's it's great. Which is not
Have you
dissimilar to a
won?
rabbit, actually. Yeah.
Have you won many sort of radio awards with this podcast? Any Oscars for your silent nostril wafting?
It's all to come. It's all to come now that because I hadn't wafted my nostrils on this show before, but now that I've done it, I think we're going to get all the awards because
Yeah.
people will be like,
Well,
"Wow, we've never heard that before," and they still haven't heard it. They'll never hear it because it's silent.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, don't waft too hard because I don't want you to float away halfway through this record.
thank you. That's very considerate of you. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Wow. Well, listen, Ella, it's as I said, I'm so pleased that you can have time to come and talk with me today and come back on this show. I have got a question that I think you are the person that can answer it. But before I ask you
Okay.
this question that's
Yeah.
been sent in, I've got a couple of admin questions, and I do have to ask them because that is the rules of this show. I hope that's okay.
Oh yes, of course. That's absolutely fine.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Well, there's two questions. I think the second one is harder, but you take your
Okay.
time. There's no wrong answers apart from the really wrong answers that you might give. But other than
Yep.
those, there's no wrong answers. So just
Okay.
whichever ones you want to give that aren't wrong, that would be great.
Okay. Just
Mhm.
only correct answers only.
Only correct answers only, but there are no wrong ones apart from the wrong
But
ones.
apart from the wrong ones. That's fine. And
Yes.
is there any such thing as a silly question?
No. I think because of this show, as everyone knows, it's called Radio Nonsense. It's very sensible. Everything we've said
I
so
think
far
so.
is very sensible.
I
There's a lot
remember
of silly podcasts out there.
teachers always like to say, now remember, when they go, any questions, they go, now remember, there's no such thing as a silly question. And every time I think you need to listen to Radio Nonsense.
Yeah, because also there are some silly questions out there, like what's a flubub? That's a silly question.
Is that your question for me?
It's not my question for you. I was just
A
because my
warm-up
question for you are
question.
very sensible. Yeah,
Oh
okay,
yes, of
so hang
course,
on,
of course.
let me give you my sensible questions. The
Okay.
first one, and you can
Yeah.
tell me if this is a silly question or not, but I think it's sensible. The first one is, what is this?
Okay. That's an incredibly not only sensible but important question.
Thank you.
What is this? What is this? What is this? Or what is this? Do you see? There's a many different ways to answer that, and every
Yeah.
single one of them correct, apart from the incorrect ones. But there's no
Of
such
course,
thing as
yeah, of course,
yeah.
of course.
What is this? I do. Oh, I have something. I have an interesting. Do you want to hear a Welsh fact?
I actually would love to hear a Welsh fact more than anything else.
Have you heard of the name Beth?
Beth. Yes.
Beth is Welsh for what? So any friend who is called Beth and they go, "Where is Beth?" Welsh people are hearing, "Where is what?" And when they go, Beth is their name, is all they're hearing is, "What is their name?" So anyone with the name Beth, when they come to Wales, they're locked in this dead end conversation, which is, Beth, Beth is your name? What is your name? Yes. What is your name? Yes. My name is what? My name is Beth.
Wow. Now the thing
Uh,
is now I
yes.
don't know if many of our listeners know this because they'll almost certainly have their own names. I assume many of them will have names. The listeners to the show, but often sometimes babies get names before they're born, and sometimes babies get names when they're born, and the grown ups look at them and they go, we'll give you this name, and I can only assume that then a lot of people had looked at their baby and went, what? And
What?
then, what? What are you?
Yeah.
You are Beth. Yeah.
And then the doctors went, fair enough.
Yeah.
Let's write it down. Named.
Wow.
I know. I actually, I do. I like to do lots of comedy club for kids, and I haven't named. I've got a baby, and I haven't named him yet. And what I like doing is going to your comedy shows and just getting the audience to sort of shout out names, possible names. So if any listeners want to send in some good name options for me,
Oh.
I just think adults sometimes the names they choose are quite boring.
Mm. Yeah, I agree. I agree. That's what would you know? Have you had any favourites that have been suggested to you?
Yes. Oh, this one's brilliant. Obed Hosegood, but when he's naughty, cheese fingers.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Oh, I mean, firstly, that is superb. But secondly,
yeah.
why have we not thought about this? That everyone should have a name for when they're good and a name for when they're bad.
Yes, exactly. So instead of just saying the same name in an angry tone, switch to your bad boy name.
Yeah, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? Because I think I don't know if you had this, but my grown-ups, they used to sort of actually mine didn't do this, but a lot of my friends had this where their grown-ups would just say their name in full. If they were angry, they would
Yes.
say their full name, their first name, middle name, and surname, and that's how you knew, wow, they're angry. But it'd be much better if they just went, "Oi, cheese fingers," and you'd think,
Yeah,
"Oh no."
because cheese fingers could also be the punishment. Do you see
Hmm.
what I mean? Are they going to make my fingers smell like cheese? Are they
Oh,
going to force feed me fingers of cheese, which I would argue
yeah, would be
delicious?
great. Yeah, really good.
Are
Yeah.
they going to switch my fingers for cheese? You know?
That would be difficult, especially on a hot day. It'd be very hard to pick up anything with melty cheese fingers. Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
Yes, but that it would make an excellent
Mm.
punishment.
Wow, that's. I mean, this is fantastic, and also, I think that as I said, these questions are quite hard, but you have answered. What is this? Well, Beth is this. What is
Well,
this?
well,
Beth is this. What is this? Beth is this.
maybe I should, just for a joke, name my baby what? That almost sounds like a name. Here,
Hmm.
what? Come here.
What? What about Beth? What? Beth? What? Beth? Beth? So that then in Welsh there'd be what, but in everywhere else people be confused.
Yes. What? It would make me every time I open my mouth sound like an amazing rapper. What? Take it back.
And that's another reason people should name their children carefully, because then if you want to sound like an amazing rapper, you've got to name your children things you're going to repeat all the time. So like you could name a child like yo 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 yeah yo yo. Stop doing that. That'd be great. That's a really good name for a kid.
That's a
Wow. Well,
great name for a
yeah.
rapper's child.
It's a great name of rapper's child, definitely, definitely. Well, listen, Eleri, you smashed that question. So, I've got another admin question. I don't think you're gonna.
Oh,
I was worried you might find the second one difficult, but based on that first one, this should be easy peasy for you. So, brace yourself. Would you
okay,
rather
bracing.
have to dance? Oh, you're bracing. Okay, sorry. I wait. I didn't let you brace first. You braced. Okay,
Brace.
now she's braced. Right. Would
Mhm.
you rather have to dance as soon as you hear any music wherever you are, or be followed everywhere you go at all times by a really annoying duck called Clive.
Oh, no, that's really hard.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it doesn't even matter what type of music.
No, just any music,
Oh,
even things that sound a bit like like it's sort of when a traffic light goes and it's beep beep beep. You just have to start
I
dancing.
just have to start dancing.
Yeah,
Oh, but then ducks can be quite scary,
yeah. And this is an
but also quite
annoying duck.
slow. An annoying, not a cool, fun duck.
No, no. This is
Uh,
Clive. He's really annoying.
I'm, does the duck lay eggs that I could have as a snack just to take the edge off how annoying Clive is?
I mean, the thing is, if he's an annoying duck called Clive, I would guess probably not, because that would not be annoying, and he's
Uh,
only going to do annoying things.
he's going to do annoying things. You know what? When you first said it, I thought, well, easy. Dance whenever
Mm,
I hear music. That sounds
mm,
lovely. But the more I
yeah.
think about it, the more I think, imagine if you're at a wedding
Mm,
and they're walking down the aisle and you jump in front of them and start doing a conga line. No
yeah.
bride wants a conga line attached onto her back as she's
No,
walking down the
no,
aisle.
no.
Same
That's
thing.
true.
What if
That's
you're in a funeral and the funeral song starts? Conga line the
yes.
coffin. No one wants that. Oh,
That
what
is
would
very
you do?
hard.
Would you do duck or dance?
I don't know, because I feel like having a duck follow me everywhere, because I think, like, if for me an annoying duck, I don't think you'd even be able to have a conversation, because you start talking, so it'd just be whack whack whack,
Wah, 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 wah.
like
Yeah.
endlessly. It would be really irritating. Whereas I think dancing, like, you can do some quite small dances, like you could do some really
Oh,
like little dances, and people might not
I
notice.
I didn't consider the small dance.
Mm,
Also, with ducks, you cannot escape them. Walking
mm.
around, they'll waddle behind you. Want to go for a bath? There's your duck.
Yeah,
Getting
yeah,
on an aeroplane to fly to another country. Who's there? The duck.
yeah, yeah. It's really hard, and they like water as well. You can't get in a boat; they'll be there
No,
somehow. Yeah,
they are land, sky, and sea. They're everywhere,
yeah,
ducks.
yeah, yeah. Triple threats. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. They are really awful. And this duck is the worst duck, called Clay. It's like, so
Uh,
yeah,
the average duck, I would say, is bad enough. So to
mm,
have the world's worst duck
yeah, yeah,
constantly just behind you,
yeah,
like as a sort of mad threat.
yeah,
Maybe I'll do the dancing, but only if I'm allowed to do a very little dance. Can I do a? Maybe I could do your nostril flaring dance.
yeah. I think if you did that to the rhythm, that would count. Because who's to say what is and isn't dancing? There's lots of different types of dancing, and I think because the only
Yeah.
rules of the dancing is that as soon as you hear any music wherever you are, you would have to dance, but it doesn't tell you what type of dancing.
No, it doesn't. Well, then in that case, I will take the whatever type of dancing, and that gives me freedom either to full go crazy, do the headstands, the flips, the twirls, the break dance, the high kick, the high five. But also, if I wanted to tone it down, if
Hmm.
for example I was in a queue at the library, I'd just do your little nostril flapping, which so far no one has
Amazing.
been able to see.
No, that's so true. Especially the listeners to this show. Yes, you're absolutely right. Well,
Exactly.
hey, that's a very sensible answer. Thank you for thinking about that question carefully and giving it the answer it deserves. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you doing the
It
admin.
deserved a lot of thought and consideration.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Ellery. Now listen, we've had this question. This question
Yeah.
has been sent in. Okay, we have got this question, and I am going to have to apologise to whoever has sent it in, because I have lost their name. So for now, they
Unforgivable.
may. It is terrible, isn't it? It is actually truly the worst thing I could do on this show. I think for the sake of this, I'm going to call them Beth, because then we can
What?
Beth.
What?
Beth.
Yes, it's what I said. What?
Right, sorry, Beth.
Yes, what you said.
What? Yes,
What
what I
is
said.
this? What is this?
Beth is this. What
Yes.
is Beth? Yes. Well, so I'm going to apologise to whoever actually sent this in, and I will at some point just spend hours and hours going through everything that we've been sent and find out who sent it. But if you're listening to this, you know, and this is yours, let me know, and I will apologise in a future episode. But this is the question that they have sent. Oh, in fact, I'll tell you, they say their name in the middle, but they sort of don't. So we'll see how we get there. Hi, I love this podcast, and I would like to marry it. And I have a question: are pillows made out of pills or cotton? Okay, so that's the question. But then they say, by the way, my name is not Banana, so we know they're not
Oh,
Banana, and I
okay.
love hockey. Yeah, and then they say, I love hockey, would like to marry it. I love this show, would love to be there. Bye. P.S. Here is 10 billion, 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 billion stinky televisions and phones and stinky hippos. So,
Oh, well,
yeah.
I think we can figure out who this person is by process of elimination. First of
Right.
all, we know absolutely not called Banana.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's get rid of anyone we know called Banana, and also maybe Anna,
Oh,
because
yeah.
Anna is
Yeah.
in Banana, and Nan, no Nans, so
No
no
Nans,
grandmothers.
no
So
Annas,
what?
no bananas.
So we okay. So we know that it's not a Nan who sent this question in. It's definitely not Anna, and it's no one called Banana. And now we just
Right.
need to find someone who has how many stinky televisions and phones and stinky hippos?
Well, they've put in a lot of zeros, so I reckon it's about 10 billion, billion, zillion, trillion.
Okay. Well, surely they're easy to find.
Yeah, there's not many people with that many stinky televisions and phones and stinky hippos. Although they have now just given them to us, so they don't have them anymore, which therefore is going to make it much harder
We
to
have
find
to.
them.
That burden's on us now.
Yes, it is. Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, so. Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry about
But
this, but then they say they would love to be here, so maybe they didn't want to leave the televisions and phones and stinky hippos with us because they would like to be
yeah,
here with us with the
they
stinky
want to be.
televisions and phones.
They want to be here inside their own ears.
Oh, that's
That,
weird.
that's weird. You want to be here in your ear. Oh, it's a rhyme.
Oh, it's lovely. Do you think they've got very clean? They must have very clean ears, and they just know how
I
clean
always,
their ears are.
I reckon if you could get into your ear, not only would it be lovely and snug, but it would be great for listening in on conversations. A great place to snoop, I reckon. A good old ear hole.
But would you have? But you'd be in your own ear, so would you be snooping on your own conversations, or do you think it'd be better
Oh
to
yeah,
snoop on other people's?
so if you're in your own ear, would you be listening to your thoughts? Would you hear your own? No, because your thoughts don't come
Oh,
out
it's
of your ears.
confusing.
Thoughts go into your ears.
Yeah, yeah. So you just. Do you know? I think it'd be worse because you just hear all the other stuff you normally hear, like your grown-ups telling you off, but it'd be
Yeah.
really loud because you'd be small and in an ear.
Yeah, but you would hear all the stuff coming into your brain. And if you're in your ear, you could just catch and throw away the stuff you don't need. Tidy your
Oh, that's
house, grab
clever.
it, throw it. Don't need that. Go to your room, didn't hear you, grab it, throw it.
That's very clever. Wow. That is very
Am
clever. I
I a
can't
very
work
clever
out
person?
the how you'd be in your ear at the same time as having your ear. But I feel, hey, look, this person who is not a banana,
Not a
um
banana.
who is not, sorry, not banana, not a banana, they're not banana. Anyway, but they are, yeah, I don't know how they're obviously very clever. They love hockey, they would like to marry it, and they would love this show and would love to be there. But primarily what they would like to know from us is, are pillows made out of pills or
Oh,
cotton? What do you
yes.
think?
Sorry, they did have a very good question. Are
Hmm.
pills made out of pillows well, if
No,
pills are
pills,
made out
pills,
of
not pill. Yeah,
pillows.
not pillows. Pillows made out of
Oh,
pills or
oh,
cotton.
well, that's
Yeah.
completely different. Uh, well, if pillows are made out of pills,
Hmm.
does that mean monkey nuts are made out of monkeys?
Yes, or peanuts, I think. No, hang on.
Are,
Yeah. Oh, that's weird,
are,
isn't it? No.
Are cats a catastrophe?
Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Well, cars
Uh,
have catalytic converters, so maybe they're made out of cats.
Wow. Thank you
Yeah.
from Dictionary Corner. That's the biggest word I've ever heard.
I think all of our listeners are going to know exactly what a catalytic converter is and what it does. I certainly do. It converts something that's very cat-like into something that isn't cat-like. I think that's what happens.
A
It's
catalytic
yeah,
converter. It converts
yes.
cats.
No, I think it converts things that are catalytic. So if you've got something that is very catty, like maybe it will
Oh,
change it to not being like a cat.
oh, I see. Well, that seems like an absolutely useless tool, but
Yeah, yes, it is. Yeah,
I'm glad that there is one in every single car.
yeah. I think dogs use it mainly, or they campaigned for it to be put in every car, so that cars had things that were less cat-like, so dogs could sit in cars.
I think this is a roundabout way of saying that I don't think pillows are made out of pills, but
Hmm.
now I want to know why. Why don't we make pillows out of pills? It makes more sense than making them out of cotton, which hasn't
Yeah.
nowhere in the word.
Well, and also if it was like because if it was made of, say, like vitamin pills, then every day you could just eat, like, open up the pillow, have a little vitamin.
Have a you wake up in the morning, have a little lick, breakfast.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you could go, you know, when you say, oh, I have a bit of a headache, I need to go to bed. If it was aspirin or paracetamol, you just lie back, headache gone.
Wow. That sounds amazing.
And you could make them out of gummy vitamins. You know, the vitamin that are
Oh
delicious, the
yeah.
gummy ones.
Yeah. And
How
they'd be
cozy would that
very
be?
soft. Yeah, very
Soft and
soft.
delicious.
But
And you'd
slightly
never be
sticky?
ill.
Would it not be a bit sticky, or
It depends how much you sweat at night.
Yes, that is
Or when
true.
you
That is true.
when when if you're like me, when I fall asleep, I dribble loads.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So my pillow would dissolve underneath me.
And and then you'd wake up and your face would be like just stuck to it.
Yeah.
It'd be horrible.
And it would be
Yeah,
awful. You know how sometimes have you seen the pills where you put them into a glass of water and they fizz up?
yeah. Yes, yes. Oh wow. So
Yeah.
your head would just get fizzy.
Yeah,
Wow.
if you try to sleep on one of them, it would be
That'd be
you'd have
awful.
to hide in your own ear.
Wow. But can I check out our pillows? Are they made of cotton then? Because I didn't realize that's what pillows had in. I mean, I don't think I've really thought about what pillows have inside them.
I thought it was like duck feathers.
Right.
That's what we do with the Clives of the world. We pop them in up. Are they
Right.
not made out of? We
What?
pop a little
Right.
Clive in a pillow.
So a whole duck.
Well, not a whole duck. I don't think you have beaks
Right.
in a pillow. I think that would be unfathomably uncomfortable.
Right.
I
Right.
think
Because
just the
yeah,
feathers.
just the feathers. Right. Because it's called. Am I right? Is it called duck down? Is that what it's called? Duck down. So it's only if the duck's
Yes,
very sad.
yes, that must mean what that means. And they're sad because
Yes.
someone's taken all their feathers.
Because someone's taken all their feathers and shoved them in a pillow. Yeah.
They're walking around looking like a roast chicken with a beak, whereas we're
Yeah.
having a lovely night's sleep on our
Yeah.
sad duck pillows.
How did people find out ducks? You know, like, because was there a day someone was at the pond feeding them bread and then just went, "Oh, I'm a bit tired," and laid their head down and landed on a duck and went, "That's the best night's sleep I've ever had."
Yeah, they were so tired and they were just going to lie down on top of this duck. 12 hours later, they woke up and they went, "What was that? That was incredible!"
And the
And that's
duck
how
was
pillows are
very
invented.
down. Yeah, that duck was very sad because it had been squished under her head for 12 hours.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's why it's duck down.
Wow. Wow. So not pills or cotton. Not a banana. It is no, not banana. Sorry. Uh, that was asking, are they made of pills or cotton? But the answer is none. None
The,
of those
the
things.
No, they're made out of melancholic ducks, sad ducks.
Wow, melancholic ducks. I would like
Yeah.
to have a band called the Melancholic Ducks. That's what I would like.
That's a great band
Mm.
name. And so is Not Banana.
Yes, not banana. That's a great name. So hang on. If their name is not banana, not banana could well be their name.
Oh, I think you've solved it.
Wow.
It's old Not Banana.
Well, thanks, not banana. Thank you for your excellent question. Thank you, Eleri, for answering it as well by
You're
saying it was neither
welcome.
of those things, and it is in fact a sad duck.
Did
It's
they say
so
they
lovely
love?
having you back on the show, and I just have you got much coming up? Is it mainly still big sand campaigning, or what have you got coming up?
Well, to be honest, the big sand campaigning has taken up more time than I thought it would. It's a lot of hours. And between that and growing celery, a relentless, thankless task. I don't have that much time, but if I had time, I might. What does banana? Not banana. Hockey. Maybe I'll take up hockey.
Sounds
Is
great.
it ice
Yeah.
hockey, or what's the other type of hockey? Grass hockey,
Yeah, air hockey, space hockey, sea hockey.
space hockey. Oh, I think sea hockey would be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Me,
it'd be great.
you know, if I had chosen Clive over dancing, I would always have someone to play hockey with. Air hockey, water hockey,
Yeah.
ground hockey.
Wow, maybe
But I
that's why he's
chose
so
to
annoying.
dance.
He's not
Yeah, I
playing
chose to
hockey
dance
all the
alone.
time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, maybe.
Wow. Do you know what?
The
I
mighty
think this has
duck.
been we've all learned such valuable lessons during this show. And and I think listeners are going to go away with quite a lot to really think about. So thank you very much.
We've laughed, but more importantly, we've learned. And slightly less importantly, but also very important, we've discovered not banana. Son
Yes.
or daughter of yes banana.
Yeah, that is correct. That is correct. Yeah. The very famous yes banana. Yes, and we've also learned not to waft your nostrils on an audio show, which is something I've learned for future reference. Well, thank you. Well, thank you very much, Eleri. That is lovely to have you back on the show, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Hopefully, thank you.
Are you tired of overbearing parents?
Thanks so much to Eleri Morgan for having time in between making sand much bigger to answer Not Banana's very important question. Not Banana, I do hope you like the answer, and if not, please do write any complaints you have on the inside of a pillow, and then someone will fall asleep on it, and I'll never have to see it. Don't forget that if you have a question that needs answering, or you just want to send in anything else at all, then please do get your, here we go again, really lovely, super nicey-wicey grown-ups, to help you email me at podcast@comedyclubforkids.co.uk. They can also sign you up to the advert-free Linda edition for a small fee if they'd like to support this show too. And do check out comedyclubforkids.co.uk for all of our live shows to see when we're doing them near you. Okay, look, I'm really not sure I can keep calling grown-ups nice things. I'm sorry, bruh. I just think it might make me feel constantly sick, which isn't great, as I've got lots and lots of things to do. You know, I'm a busy grown-up, and grown-ups have lots of things to do. Hang on a minute. I'm a grown-up, of course. Well, then maybe the nicest thing I could call all the grown-ups in the entire world is Tiernans, like me. Hello, Tiernans. Go ask your nearest Tiernan. Get your Tiernans to support this show. Oh, hello?
We are the United Federation of Grown-Ups, and frankly, if you're going to call us all Tiernans, we'll be so offended, we'd prefer you didn't mention us at all, ever again.
Oh, that's not very nice. You don't like being a Tiernan? I mean, I love being a Tiernan. I'd have thought it was quite a nice name to call you a Tiernan.
Well, I suppose you would love being a Tiernan, wouldn't you? You're that sort of Tiernan. And no, it's the most insulting thing you could ever call another grown-up. Goodbye.
Wow, what a rude, tooting, purple-headed, burp-gargling, soggy face. I feel amazing for saying that. I'm so sorry, blue-face face with fake glasses and moustache times 9, happy face with glasses times 3, but I think this is the only way it can be done, and I, as a grown-up myself, 100% agree. Bye! You have been listening to Comedy Club for Kids Presents. nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense. It's the end.